God, I never get tired of that. It's a review of Mobile Suit Gundam UC. Alright, so I won't be talking about the story in this review. Reason being is that I don't want to spoil the OVA for you. That and the fact that we didn't watch any of these clips right here that are in yellow. So, since I don't want to spoil anything, we're just going to go straight ahead to the gameplay and animation. So, the score is only going to be about 16. So, the gameplay and animation is very nice. I mean, it looks pretty. There's rarely any texture pop-ups, and the fact that most mechs, or mobile suits, I should say, not mechs, are very well detailed. They have damage indicators as time goes by. Same thing with the ships. You can destroy the mobile suits different ways. You can blow them up completely. You can stop them dead in their tracks with the Vulcans. You can slice them in half, as you saw at the beginning of this review. There's many things that's nice about the graphics. The only problem I have is that sometimes during the cutscenes, it will focus so much on the mobile suits and the ships that sometimes the background objects, or even during gameplay, will sometimes have a little less texture until you get closer to it. I know this is how it's done also in reality. The further you are away from something, the less detailed it is, but I don't know if I should say this bugs me, or I should say this is more or less a nitpick. Yeah, it's actually more a nitpick than anything else. The gameplay, on the other hand, is also very good. The controls are pretty simple to pick up and play. You don't need to know many of the button combinations to do some of the most super advanced moves. It's almost impossible to do some of these things the AI pulls off. It's very simple, easy to pick up. Even after I haven't played this in almost, I'd say maybe a month, I was so easily able to pick this up and play. So for my grand total for this, the score will be a 3 out of 4. I rarely give perfect scores, I know, but Again, it's just more or less the nitpick of the pop-up textures. I know this shouldn't affect much, but it's there, and again, the character models don't look that good. Next up is the voices. Yeah, usually I know that I do this one last, but I felt like I wanted to do this one right away. The voices are very good. All the main cast reprise their roles, and yeah, I have nothing really bad to say. I think the voices suit all the characters very well. As the story progresses, you'll see that might change. My opinion might change, especially if Riddy. If anyone's seen the OVA, you know what I mean. If you haven't, well, go watch. Please, for the love of God, go watch the series. There's nothing wrong with the voices at all. This is one of those times that like I said, this is perfect. I really can't give a lower score or a higher score than this. It's a 4 out of 4. And now, last but not least, the music. The music in this is very good. It's the music straight out of the anime. And I love the entire soundtrack of Gundam UC. Especially the song, the battle theme, it's what we call it. It's the theme we're hearing almost right now. Not almost, it's actually the one we are hearing. This is the one I like the most because it's one of those types of songs that gets you pumped up to hear this. Gets you pumped up for the anime as well as the game. The rest of the soundtrack is also very good. It's, like I said, completely taken from the OVA and put into the game, except for the last song, which I did that myself. God, I don't know why they don't have the rights to that. I mean, it's just right there. They own already half of it. I have nothing wrong with the soundtrack, but then again, the only tune that keeps popping up to mind is the Gundam battle theme, Gundam UC's battle theme, which is the theme we're hearing right now. Other than that, the others slip out of my mind, but it's one of those that goes, oh yeah, that's in Gundam UC, I just don't know the name of the song. So for music, I'm going to have to add a 3 out of 4. And last but not least, the cast, which I almost completely forgot about. Or characters, I should say. The characters in this are, well, kind of hard to explain without spoiling the OVA. But it's pretty basic. Full Frontal is your Char clone. Minerva is the damsel in distress, or Audrey Byrne as she introduces herself to Banagher, which, speaking of the devil, Banagher's our main hero. Pretty much like every other Gundam pilot, meets the Gundam in an awkward situational way, and is forced to pilot due to the fact, he's the only one that's good at it. Or he was there at the moment. Yeah, Tomino, you gotta start learning how to introduce characters to your main protagonist to the main weapon or plot of the story. Sometimes a little better, but then again, Tomino did not write this. This is based off a OVA, a book created by, I forgot her name. I think it is a girl too. Forgot the name. Shit. Anyways, the cast, again, I don't want to spoil much, but they're very interesting. They're easy to identify with. You can identify yourself with Riddy, Banagher, Minerva, aka or Audrey. I don't care how you guys want to call her. I call her Minerva. That's because that's her real name. Spoiler alert. Sorry about that. I forgot to mention that. Riddy, Full Frontal. Hell, even some of the crew of the Argama, you might be able to state that you can picture yourself as them. So for the characters, without spoiling too much, I'm giving a 3 out of 4. So what does all this tally up to? We'll find out. So this tallies up to 13 out of 16. In other words, an 81% game. And you know what? This score is more than fair, considering it's only the 3 first episodes of the OVA. From what we had up to date, I believe the 4th episode just started airing, or was about to air, not long before this game was released. So my conclusional thoughts on this game is that if you're a fan of Gundam and you're willing to shell out the money, go ahead and buy this game. You won't be disappointed. Again, the game is only latent because of all the DLC content and the latent. Yes, that's the word actually. Yes. Because of the DLC content and the custom cast mode. Those are the only reason this game's a little longer. And you know what? I don't mind that. It's a cheap way, but it's a way to keep yourself entertained. You need your Gundam fix? Here it is. You want a good Gundam game fix, I should say? Here it is. And this game delivers on that. And I'm not disappointed at all with it. Yes, I know this review was short, but there is a little rant, not a rant, I should say a informational video coming up now.
Alrighty, so now that we have the review and I have more of your attention, yeah, I'm not that devious, I know. Well, first things first, again, I'm going on hiatus till August. Reason being is, well, one, I want to beat Macross 30, which is the next LP we're doing. Well, I'll be doing it, I should say, not we. Next thing also is that, well, I'm going to Toronto again this year. Hopefully everything will go alright. And I have other news is that I've been watching some of my older videos, especially that of the KOTOR series, KOTOR 1 and 2, and I don't like them anymore. No, so what I'm going to do is that after Macross 30, I'm going to delete all the old videos of KOTOR 1 and 2, one at a time, don't worry. Then I'm going to redo this, re-edit, re-voice, and everything, because I don't like the editing. I don't like how long it is. Even for an RPG, it's too long. This should have been done a lot faster, and now I see my mistakes now that I've done this for 3 years, I think. Yeah, 3 years. I see where my faults are, and so, yeah. I'm going to remove them, re-edit, re-record them, re-edit them, and do them a little more proper. So that's it and done. Everyone have a good day or night, and I'll see you guys hopefully in August.